Let's go into it. So unspam your outreach. The whole intent of this is basically to give you guys some lessons on how to actually use organic marketing without actually sending people spammy messages, because I feel like in the market right now, this is just becoming such a constant. And the reason why I did this is because I'm getting so many DMs from people constantly like, hey, are you looking for more VAs? Hey, are you looking for 100 meetings? And so I'm like, how can I teach people how I actually do this in a way that doesn't come off as like super spammy or just gross, or I don't know. And I want to preface all of this because the way that this is going to come off is though I'm teaching this in a way that it's like the reason why I do everything that I do is because I want to sell to people. That's not actually it. The reason why I do what I do is because I genuinely enjoy doing this. If you guys see my comments all over the internet, which they're absolutely everywhere, I actually like doing that. And I like making friends with people and I like making connections. So that's one of the primary reasons why I do this. And I truly feel like you have to be passionate about what you're doing and you have to enjoy it as well in order for you to be successful in what you're doing. So that's really important. If you start doing all this and you hate it, it's like, I don't know if this is the right thing for you to be doing. But people don't like things that they're not good at. So that's kind of the other thing to add to this. Low-key, I love that you guys all have your cameras on because I can watch you. So the goals for this, it's really to help you understand why spammy messages attract trash clients. And I mean that in the nicest way. Human beings are human beings, but sometimes when someone's a human and sometimes they're a client, sometimes they become trash. So this is going to help you to get on track to becoming an authentic authority in your space, which I think is paramount if you're doing any type of sales whatsoever. This is going to provide you with an organized strategy to get organic meetings with decent prospects, decent human beings. Sorry, I hate saying that. That's such like a gross thing to say, but it's just the truth. Okay, having people come to you, asking you to get on the phone with them. For most of us that are watching this, we're in some sort of a service industry, whether you're in marketing or you're in real estate or you're in whatever. Most of the people who are watching this right now are people who their primary source of selling is by getting meetings with people. You need meetings with people in order to get sales. It's important to doing what you do. I'm also going to give you guys some real life examples. Spoiler alert, those real life examples are just things that you could read on my newsfeed, but I'm going to show you why they work. Okay, so we're going to talk about the successful business owner versus the noob. And for anyone who's not a millennial on here, a noob is just someone who's like new. It's like a video game thing. You call someone a noob, whatever. Okay, so the successful business owner. And this doesn't necessarily have to be the successful business owner. If you do business to consumer, a lot of this is applicable. You just need to think about it slightly different. A successful business owner, just a successful person in general, is genuinely busy. There's someone who they're spending their time with customers. They're spending their time actually moving their business forward. So chances are things that they are not doing is sitting there fielding DMs from random people on Facebook and actually like wasting half of their day just fielding these messages. These same people, if you're successful, you have been spammed 18 times with the same message. Chances are if you're sending a message out to someone that's like, for example, if real estate is your target market, if you're sending out messages to people that are like, I'm looking for 5 real estate agents who could handle 5 more clients this month, they all see that message because a lot of that training comes from these coaching programs that are huge, and all of a sudden someone else sees that message, they start using it, and everyone just starts regurgitating the same crap all day, and everyone gets sick of it, and it honestly just makes you look like you don't know what you're doing. These same people don't have time for your rookie crap. So what I mean by that is like when you use these messages that everyone else is using, you look like you're a rookie. You look like you are a no one. And people who are successful want to be doing business with people who are somebody. They don't want some just random dude in their DMs being like, yo, same regurgitated message over and over. It's tiresome and it's weird. And we're all tired of it. You guys are tired of it. I'm tired of it. The noob, on the other hand, these people are the shiny object syndrome taste testers who fall for every promise that falls into their DMs. They're this kid at Costco, okay? These are the type of people who last 1 month of service, or if you don't sell monthly services, they buy one time. They don't refer you to anyone. All they do is complain. They blame you for not fixing all of their problems, and they cry when they get scammed constantly. When the reality of the situation is, if they fell for your really bad DM pitch, chances are they're falling for everyone else's DM pitches. And if you guys watched the video from yesterday, I kind of touch on this, how these same people are the same people that are going to go from your DM to the next person's DM, which is why they only last for a month of service, which is why they're not a loyal customer to you, because some other guy is in their DMs promising them the world and they're falling for it. It doesn't mean they're delivering on it. Someone's always going to be offering something better than what you do, but it doesn't mean they deliver something better. So what I'm not teaching you today is some snake oil DM strategy. I'm not teaching you a get rich quick scheme. And there's no pitch at the end of this to get you into my $1 million mastermind. What this is, it's a sustainable long-term solution that has helped me close multiple six figures, including $50,000 in one day, one time. The other thing here is I actually own an agency. A lot of the coaches out there that are going to teach you some like gross DM strategy, they built their business primarily on cold DMs to people who are noobs or rookies or who fall for that type of messaging that's like get rich quick snake oil type of thing. And then they go and they teach you like, oh, I built my like $10 million business on this like cold DM strategy that guarantees you 101 meetings per month. And kind of the funny thing about that is those type of methods aren't going after someone who's already successful. And I don't mean that in like a derogatory way, but I do mean that in someone who's falling for those type of messages on the internet probably isn't a sophisticated buyer. And that's not to say that like they're not going to help someone, but if they're teaching these type of strategies and that's how they got rich, but they didn't get rich from owning an actual agency or a business that's applicable to what you actually do, chances are they're not actually going to be able to help you. With a grain of salt. Full disclaimer, 99% of my agency acquisition is through paid ads, but my organic content helps seal the deal. And I'm going to show you exactly how and why it works that way. You guys, if you follow me in any groups, if you follow anything that I say, I constantly am saying paid ads are the way of life. You can prospect while you're sleeping, get paid when you're on vacation, build a team. I love paid ads, but you know what's funny about paid ads? Those people actually go and search you on the internet. They go and search your Facebook profile. Like if somebody types in like Black House Marketing, my name is like a Google search term because people want to know like, who is Jade Gorling and what is she doing? So I use organic primarily for my highest ticket offers. Those are usually my packages that are $5,000 to $10,000 packages. My top spending customers have been influenced in one way or another by my organic content. My customers who have been with me since the beginning of me owning an agency, like I have customers, like my top customer right now makes $22 million a year. And they were influenced by my organic content. So I can't stress, even if you are someone who wants to go down the paid ads route because it's easy, this magnifies it. And this makes it so much more worth your while. And I have an example in here of like literally something that happened this week on like basically to reinforce what I'm saying here. Okay. If I was live on Facebook right now, I guess I'd be saying like #live if you're watching this live, but I'm not actually sharing this on Facebook. So I don't have to do any like weird spammy stuff right now. So this is going to be step one, and this is going to be building your organic audience. So you have to follow the rules of the platform, and I'm sorry, but you can't be an idiot. There's a terms of service. You're using someone else's platform. I know it's all fun and games to basically just say like, oh, I hate Facebook. It's the worst. Well, that's great and all, but at the same time, you're using their platform. They got you there. You have to follow their rules. Other people's Facebook groups are a goldmine for your audience. So what I mean by that is you don't have to create your own Facebook group. You can utilize other people's Facebook groups to increase your own personal audience. Now, this one's kind of a funny one. Learn who the cool kids are and vibe with them. I don't mean this in like some like high school way, but the reality is the world is very clicky. It's a clicky place. There's clicks in Facebook groups. There's clicks in everything. Find out who those people are and vibe with them. They are going to be the people who are going to be able to boost your success later on. Don't be afraid to spend money to be in some top quality groups. And now I'm not saying go and spend $5,000 on being part of people's masterminds, but I am saying like, don't be afraid to spend money to join some people's groups if you're going to get some other intrinsic value out of it. Engage on other people's posts with high value content, and do not post the value posts that are just random spammy crap. So what I mean by that is like back in the day, it used to be that you could go into a Facebook group and you could be like, my top 10 tricks for getting whatever. and people would engage with it and it was great. Well, that worked 5 years ago. Now it's 2021. One of the best ways to actually still post high value content is actually just by responding and engaging to other people's posts with high value content. If someone asks a question in a group, answer it with an intelligent answer. Putting those like weird, like my top 10 tricks for getting customers, it's like I see that every day. Like there's this one person that I've been not following, I don't want to say following, but I've been following this guy for years, and he constantly does it. And to this day, he has like no customers. And it's like, dude, you need to come up with a better strategy, because like everyone just sees those posts and are like, this guy's a noob. So once you kind of master this and master like figuring out how to make groups work and becoming an authority in a group that you don't even own, you're going to notice that the friend requests are going to roll in, and you're going to be able to send friend requests, but only send them when appropriate. And I touch on this in a second here. So you want to be authentic AF. I guess I can swear because this isn't Facebook Live, but you want to be authentic. I don't know how else to say this in any other way. You attract people who can relate to you, and people who relate to you are going to do business with you. It's that like, no one, trust factor. We've heard that all a million times. If you're vibing with something, just post it. Like if you're feeling like, you know what, I'm going to talk about this on social media right now. You guys see my rants. You see how like heated I get about like weird things. And it's like, why is she so into this? Show your personality. Being professional all the time is gross. Like there's a time and a place to be professional, but it's not always. To get attention, sometimes you have to piss people off. I had a professor, he wasn't a professor at the time. This is back when I was in university. There's this guy that came in, and he has like this giant hole in his crotch. He's like not professional. And our professor got him to come in and do a speech. And he told us, he's like, sometimes you got to piss people off. This guy actually, with the hole in the pants, ended up getting a job at the university as a professor. And he didn't even have a master's degree. He didn't have anything. Not that I'm like into education or anything like that, but just side story. And that's so true. When you're in marketing, sometimes you actually have to like, you kind of got to, you know, rock the boat a little. Let your audience know who you really are. Let them like feel who you are as a person. You want to ease into this if you've been super professional and you're about to let your hair down, because people might just think that you've gone Britney Spears and you start shaving your head and everything's crazy. This doesn't mean post political crap. Honestly, all I can say is stay out of politics and stay out of religion. It's like, there's no great place for it. You guys probably see that I do post the odd slightly political thing. I do know my audience really well, and I do know what my audience pays attention to. Sometimes I get away with it. If you're just starting out and you don't really know your audience, you don't understand what they like or what they align themselves with, just don't do it. Just don't. Like, just if you can take anything from this, just don't do it ever. This means posting stuff that is true to you, and understanding that fine line between like, okay, have I rocked the boat a little too much? Like, was that, I don't know, guys. So authenticity is like, again, authenticity also comes from like passion and like actually enjoying doing this type of stuff. That's going to come out. If you enjoy doing this, like just type something and post it. Don't overthink it too much. I see so many people that are like, they're trying so hard to get these posts out and they manicure it to death, when all of a sudden it just like, the post just looks like something that came out of a textbook. They just copied and pasted off of a peer-reviewed article. And it's like, no one cares. No one's paying attention to that. Engage with your new friends. So after you've been posting in groups, people are going to start to add you. Maybe you're going to add a couple people here and there. The people that you hype up are the same people that are going to hype you up. You need to engage with their content. You need to like their stuff, comment on their stuff. Get really involved with what's actually happening. And guess what? They're going to do the same. And that goes back to the whole, like, figure out who the cool kids are, the authorities of that group. If you start promoting those people, they're going to start promoting you. And it just becomes this like self-promotional thing. And it works out really, really well. You want their hype, because that's going to cause other people to start adding you that follow them, because they're like, whoa, this person thinks this person's pretty cool. I'm going to go and follow them too. Don't add people randomly if you haven't interacted with them. The goal is to get people to add you. Don't sit there on like people you may know going, add Fred, add Fred, add Fred, add Fred. There's enough people doing that you're going to, as you start to get more friends, you're going to have more people doing that to you, and you're going to get more and more friend requests. There's like a multiplier effect. The more friends you have, the more times you're going to show up in someone's people you may know, the more friend requests you in essence are going to get. It's okay to send the odd friend request. I'm pretty guilty. Like if I see someone's ads all the time, I add them. I'm like, oh, this person runs ads. I like them. I run ads. We become friends. We vibe. And then like when I think they're like sort of a celebrity from their ads, I'm like, yeah, I'm friends with that person. And I always tell Zach, I'm like, yeah, I'm friends with that person now. And I pretend like I'm this like internet celebrity. It's so stupid. Make them remember you and let their audience see it too. Obviously, and like repeat exposure is going to cause them to remember you. That's basics. Post to your personal feed. So your feed is a showcase of what you do, who you are, and what you do. So there's that like line on the top of everyone's profile, and people put way too much value on like that's supposed to have some like highly finessed, weird, what's the word I'm looking for? Mechanism. You don't have to have something that's like, I am responsible for changing the world and sending people to Mars. You don't have to say that. That little line right there is literally just like a quick preview of what you do. It's not a call to action, and too many people get that confused with it being a call to action. Literally, you can just put in something super basic like realtor or agency owner or something. Like if you have the whole I help realtors get 6 new clients every month, whatever, that works too. Don't overthink that. Just say what you do in that line. It's not supposed to be super confusing. I just add people based on looking at that and seeing where they work and what they do. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'll be friends with that person. Anyways, combine real life value, us versus them, engagement bait, and I can't see because all of our faces are in front of this. Oh, and offers. So real life posts. You guys probably see, like I posted about my dog. I posted about Canada. I also value post. I do give people information. This is your opportunity to actually do those value posts and not come off as a total loser doing it. You can just be like, hey, this is what's kind of helped me doing whatever. And people like that. People actually will engage with it. If you don't own the group and you're doing that, it just comes off as spammy. Us versus them. This is one of my favorite things to do. You guys probably see it. It's like, why am I better than every coach out there? Even though I'm not a coach, I don't know why I do it. Why is my agency the best? I do that stuff all the time and it works and I love it. There's also engagement bait. Engagement bait posts are basically like how the algorithm works is if you post something and someone engages with it, they're more likely to see your next post. And if you post a couple posts and they engage with it, they're going to continue to see more and more of your content. So you have to have a little bit of engagement bait out there where it's just like you throw something out there to try and get people to engage with it. I do this naturally because like I just like being on Facebook and I just like posting things. I like asking people questions. I like knowing what's going on. So again, like this has to be like really authentic. These are lessons on doing this, but like it has to come from the heart. And offers. If you never sell anything and you never offer anything, no one has an opportunity to buy anything from you. And this is super important because just the reality of the situation is so many people are like, oh, I don't want to like be spammy on my newsfeed. But like, if you do it once in a while, it's okay. Now, if you offer too much, everyone's just going to block you because it's annoying. Everybody hates the person that's like, oh, my agency, look at my Stripe account. Use headlines that get people attention and use basic storytelling elements to get your audience to want to read the next line. Now, this is probably, if you take anything away from this entire thing, if you're posting on social media to try and get people to engage with you so that you can get some leads off of there, you need to learn the art of actually getting a headline that converts. And what I mean by conversion is someone to like, interact, or even just pay attention to what you're saying. A lot of times these are ones like they can be kind of like bait and switchy, like I was so mad, and then you have like the angry emojis. That stuff works because they're like, well, why was that person mad? Or you can post like a super dramatic headline that like really has nothing to do with what you're saying, but it gets people's attention. And then you want to set it up in a way that you want to get them to read every single line that's in there. You know how like you see those things, think of like those headlines where it's like they're super like clickbait and they're gross and there's just ads everywhere. And it's like, watch how this child rescued an alligator from a burning building. And it's like, you want to read the story and it keeps like, but wait, there's more, but wait, there's more. And you keep reading, you keep clicking, and you keep seeing those ads. They're doing that right. You want to get people to always read to that next line, and using long form copy, sometimes like you have to add some stuff in there to get people to stay engaged and keep going. That's really important. Having those headlines, using basic storytelling elements. Just Google basic storytelling elements. It's like, it goes in a direction like this. You want to get people up to the point of the climax and then to your conclusion. Just Google that. if you can figure out how to do that, I promise you, like, everyone's going to read your posts and people are going to engage with you and you're going to be well liked and super popular and all those fun things. I'm losing my voice because this is the second time that I did this. Are you guys all awake? Is everyone paying attention? Okay, cool. Thumbs up. Thanks. So use pictures of yourself. Stock photos on your personal feed are not welcome. They're not. Don't use them. They're not welcome here. Don't put a stock photo on your newsfeed. It's weird. Use a picture of yourself and authentic pictures of yourself. Like, I see people that are trying to sell things and it's like they'll be in their dress shirt and they'll have their tie on and they're all ready to go. And it's like, that's not authentic to you. Just like post a picture of you that, like, just take a selfie just in your normal life. And like, you guys probably see my posts all the time. It's like, my hair won't be brushed. I'll probably be wearing pajamas. Like, I'm very authentic because I don't really care. I'm not worried about being professional all the time. It doesn't bother me. Like, half the time you guys will see me in gym clothes posting something on the internet. It's who I am. And honestly, it works really well. So sliding into the DMs only when the timing is right. So this is like, you've built everything up and now you're ready to slide into someone's DMs. And I don't, like, we're not trying to like pick up chicks or anything. You guys don't be weird about this. Stories are the easiest way to get into someone's DMs. If someone else posts a story, that's basically like an invitation for you to be like, okay, I liked that. That's like the easiest way to just be able to interact with someone. Because again, you can't just DM someone if you've never interacted with their content before. It's weird. It's uncomfortable. It's like, hey, my name's Jade, just wanted to say hi. And then you have this like weird conversation that it's just like, ugh, this person is just like, they're trying to pitch me and they're not getting to the point. You want to make sure that you've actually built a relationship with someone before you just start like spamming them with like weird messages. You can also interact with them from a post that they made. Don't be weird about it. If someone makes a post and some guy's being a douchebag and they're like, be like, that guy was such a douche. And then GIFs, funny stuff, like, again, authentic. If posting GIFs isn't authentic to you, don't do GIFs. But if you're like me and you do that type of stuff, do it. Build an actual relationship with people. I know this is like, anyone who's a Gen Z who's watching this, like, I'm sorry guys, but you guys don't have any social skills and I'm sorry that you have to relearn all of this. Like, I don't know why you guys don't know how to communicate with people and why you think everything has to be robotic. Like, be a human being and actually just build relationships with people. Relationships is going to be what actually gets you sales. Do not try to pitch them the first time you interact with them. Don't try and get them on the phone the first time you talk to them. Like, that's so gross. Leave that for later on. And if you follow all of this, that's just naturally going to come up like, hey, let's actually just hop on a call and chat with you. If you do everything that I've mentioned prior to this properly, you're not going to be sliding into the DMs. You're just going to be having a conversation with someone that you talk to, which, like, it's funny because like we're taught in these courses, these like structured ways that we have to do things. And we feel like if we break the rules, we're not going to get meetings or we're just going to become a failure. That's not true. You're literally just making friends with people on the internet. And it's super simple. So nurture your audience. So this is really, 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 really important. I can't stress this enough because you know what? You can have Facebook, you can have 5,000 people on your Facebook account. How are you managing these people that are on your Facebook account? You need to be organized and you need to be consistent, but you can't be annoying. You need to have something that basically says like, hey, I added this person from this group or they added me. You need to figure out like what the relationship was. Has it been a few weeks since you talked to them? What group did you find them in? Have you seen any of their posts for a while? How do you know where they came from? How do you know who added who? Eventually, you're going to have hundreds of friends to interact with that you need to check on, and you need to use tools like Charlie CRM to tag people to figure out like who they are and how you found them. And Charlie CRM, this is why I'm talking about this. You can organize who added you and who you've added. You can put in notes. I have a little thing right here. This kind of shows you like a snapshot. There's a million different like CRMs that you can have that manage your messenger because you're not going to be able to keep on top of this. It's kind of like using Asana or using ClickUp or using Monday.com or any of those task things. If you don't have tasks, you're not going to do something. It's the same thing as like you do this huge organic strategy and you don't organize it. And if you fail to plan, then you're basically planning to fail. And I like that line because you have to use software and systems to help you actually make sure that you're you're keeping up on some of the stuff that you're doing. This tool is cool because you can flag someone as a lead, follow up, they're a client, warm lead, hot lead, whatever. You can put in notes on like things that you've talked about with them or posts that you liked. Other things that you can go and do as well as you can send out mass messages to people. So you can create like a little template. And again, I don't mean this to be spammy, and I really want to be cautious when I say this, because like you can send out a templated message to people that you have in there, and like, don't do this to your whole list. Don't just start spamming people. But this is kind of a cool tool because you can just like send a message being like, yo, we haven't chatted in a while. Okay, cool. That's like super simple. Something that doesn't feel spammy, that actually feels authentic. Like, I don't know. You have to use it for your language. For me to like send a message to someone's like, hey, thinking of you. That's not authentic to me. Like mine would be more like I send them like a bunch of eggplant emojis on repeat. That's authentic to me. That's how I communicate. So this tool is really cool. And I'm just going to tell you, there's a giveaway alert right here for the old Charlie CRM. Okay, so this is really important right here. If you are authentic, if you're consistent and organized, plus you figure out how to get people to engage with you, you will have the information that you need to get more sales, write killer copy, speak to your ideal audience, and become a natural authority. When I say like learning organic marketing and learning how to communicate with your audience and learning how to just, have those basic conversations with people, all of that is going to increase your confidence. It's going to help you so that you can actually have intelligent conversations with people around what they're trying to do, what you're trying to do. Doing this is going to be paramount to you going from a low conversion rate with your customers to actually being able to close pretty much everyone who walks in your door. The more conversations that you have with people, that is going to change everything that you are doing. And I can't stress that enough. The reason why I'm good at sales is because I've talked to a lot of people. The reason why I can write copy is because I've talked to a lot of people. The reason why I know my audience is because I've talked to a lot of people. The reason why people see me as an authority and they invite me to be on their podcast and I get all these like weird good things that happen to me is because I talk to people and I understand them. You're going to get asked to be on podcasts. You're never going to send another friend request again. And everything in your life is going to become remarkably easier, so much easier when you understand all of this stuff. Like this is going to change everything for you. I get asked to be on random podcasts. I'll send someone a friend request. I sent a friend request to Mike Mark the other day. I was like, yo, I see your ads all the time. Like, let's be friends. He's like, want to be on my podcast? I was like, okay. And then like that helps like my SEO for when people go and search me. I've been on Rob Quinn's podcast a million times, and that helps me because he posted on YouTube. And then when someone types in my name, they get to watch my content. So like being an authority has so many like ancillary benefits. Am I saying that word right? That just made me feel smart. So yeah, that's like, I can't stress all of this enough. This makes a huge difference. So here's some live examples. So, and again, this is authentic. I actually want people to show up on my YouTube channel. So I posted this, and this is actually really funny because I posted this after I made the announcement for this group. So I said, you know what, I just want some real estate agents to show up on my thing. I started tagging a bunch of people, and all of a sudden I got a comment from this guy, and he's like, hey, you know what, I actually have a call booked with your team this week, but I'd love to do this as well. So I messaged him and I'm like, hey, you know, we're going to take great care of you. Like, you're a Facebook friend of mine. And I messaged the salesperson. I'm like, take care of this person. We take care of all of our customers, but I wanted to make sure that this guy, he's my friend. We got to take care of him. Fun fact, I closed him yesterday. Anyways, so when I say like your organic content that touches people that are also going through your paid ads, if you do paid ads, it actually has a tremendous difference. This was a post that I did the other day as well, where it was just like a straight value post mixed with an us versus them type of thing. And like, again, this just is natural. This is just naturally what I do. All of a sudden I have Devin. I don't know if you're on here, Devin. Well, there was a conversation. You can go read it. It's very funny. Well, in that case, wouldn't you be the unicorn that saves me? I post a GIF and then I say, and that, my friends, is how we walk someone right into the DMs and take their credit card. Before I even post that, he was already in my DMs being like, we need to do a call. Like, it works, you guys. This stuff, it works. This was the post that I put for this one. You guys all saw this because that's how y'all are here right now. This is the terrible DM pitches thing. So as you can see, like just a few elements that I want to point out. Okay, y'all with the terrible DM pitches, and then I have emojis after this. Instead, I'm going to teach you. I basically started telling stories I always say to Zach, do you see I'm using like different elements to actually tell a story while I'm doing this? And all of a sudden, what happens? 171 comments on there. Half of those are mine, but it doesn't matter. So this is a prime example of people engaging with your content. And here you guys all are. You engage with my content. You're like, I want to watch Jade's video for being an idiot and fighting with her technology. This is a good one too. This happened today, actually. Some guy posted in Real Estate Mastery. I don't know the name of it. He was asking like, what's the average close rate for real estate agents? And I went in there, I was like, well, if you're asking averages, like the average realtor like only closes one deal a year. Like how many, they close 0% of cold leads. They don't know how to close. Anyways, this went on and I was like, but you know what? A good closer is actually going to close 20% or more, depending on the quality of lead. I ramble this stuff all day long. Anyways, my friends show up and they're like, you're always spot on, Jade. Allie's in there month after month. These numbers are dead on, pretty crazy. See, my fans. Thanks, Allie. Appreciate you. Look at him rolling his eyes. Okay. So you guys, that's really it. That's kind of my like presentation in a nutshell. So this is like, if you're watching this and you're like, Jade, I love it, but I didn't take notes. How can I get step-by-step instructions and more information on this? I'm actually giving away the course for this, okay? I'm giving it away. This is how much I loathe cold DMs. I'm giving it away, okay? And how to write posts that actually get attention. And my top, it's like I have these lines that I would use when I was primarily doing organic marketing that would pretty much, like people would just walk right into them. And they're like my best conversion for getting someone to interact with my post, to getting them on the phone with me, to closing them up. There is a condition. You guys have all been foreshadowed for this if you're not already wondering what this is. Okay, you have to sign up for Charlie CRM today. Now it's not expensive. Charlie CRM is $15 a month, or you can pay $197 for the year. That's that tool that I was showing you guys where you can actually just go in and you can tag people, you can write notes on who they are, and you can actually like keep track of what's actually happening. The main reason why is because I don't want to give you guys a free course, but then you're not actually taking action on something else and you're just setting yourself up for failure. This is actually quite important because if you're not organizing and you're not planning and you're not doing the things that I have taught you and you're not using tools that are available on the internet to do this, I'm sorry, but you're going to do it for a little while and then you're just going to be like, I have all these friends and I don't know what to do with it. You have to have a way to organize all of this information. And it's just charliecrm.com. That's all it is. If you want the course on how to do this, like I don't care if you sign up for $15 and then you cancel it next month. I really do not care. I just want to know that you guys have a certain level of commitment. So I feel warm and fuzzy about myself. So there's two different caveats. If you buy the $15 a month, you're going to get all of this compiled into a very simple course with tips and tricks in it. There's going to have a very nice flow to it. You're going to feel warm and fuzzy. Now, if you pay for the year up front, I'm going to throw in my top messaging that helps you get people actually on the phone, as well as my post framework. So like that storytelling, those headlines, doing a headline news type of post. That's what I'm going to throw in. So it's kind of two different things. There's just a couple of bonuses if you sign up for the year. And I want you to be using this. I actually want you guys to be using Charlie CRM because this is like, I can't stress this enough. I've said too much. You get it. Okay. Now in the group, what I want you to do, because I need to be able to manage this and I'm not the most organized tech person on the planet. That's why I use technology. You must comment Charlie CRM followed by the package that you purchased in the group so that I know. So make sure that you get this part right. Charlie CRM space $15 or hashtag Charlie CRM 197. I want you to do that so that I can make sure that I'm actually sending you the course content and I need to know which one and I can just go back and just verify all of it. So that's like absolutely paramount. I want you guys to do this. But wait, there's more. This isn't a sell. This is just like, this is a giveaway that I'm doing. One person who purchases the 197 course in the next hour is going to be randomly chosen to win one-on-one messaging, sales, and offer for 30 days. And you're also going to be added to myself and Zach's agency mastermind group. Allie's part of this. Gunner's part of this. This is weekly sales calls, offer refinement, group support. This is the same group that we have. There's actually only, I think, like 6 people in here. Our clients that are in there are doing 10,000, 25,000. And just this month, one of our clients just hit $100,000 a month. There's like 5 people in this group. You're going to get that one-on-one access in the group. One person's going to win this if you purchase Charlie CRM within the next hour. And it's www.charliecrm.com. I think that's what it is. Just Google it. Sign up for it, comment in the thing. You basically have 60 minutes to get it. But I also have a question and answer period. So I want to do that, but I do want to make sure that you guys have an opportunity to do that, because one of you guys is getting coached on your DMs, your offer, anything sales related. That's what I'm going to help you guys with.